So what's up, Elia? All right, so I have a beef with you. So literally, if there's two things that's been consistent in my life, it's been going to work and it's been your friends curving me since like I was 11, and I've never even like had the opportunity to give one of your friends. I've never like they've always like curved me. And yeah, I feel some type of way about that. Like, I feel like I'm a good dude. I was like, yo, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. There was this one time in high school, I was talking to one of your friends, but I messed up. That was my fault. Mm-hmm. But other than that, no, I feel like it's been more than to me. And even your cousin, who you told me to DM, did not DM me back. And then she popped up with a boyfriend, and I was like, wow, the audacity. I was so because she was like going out of town with Bay, and I was like, what?
I don't know what to think. I'm like, shoot your shot. That's all you can do. But maybe y'all, I don't feel like you probably would have, those relationships would have lasted, honestly. Hey, so it all worked out in your favor, to be real. So it's all of that. To reaching like that level of excellence in your life, the more friends that you lose. So
really,
yeah,
okay.
I do. I feel like
so at
the top, sometimes it could be lonely. Like people are really comfortable when you're like average, you know. But when you try to become greater, it seems like that makes some people uncomfortable. And maybe that's just my experience because
because I do think that's just your experience because. All of my friends from like high school, I'm still cool with them like to this day. Like I literally just left brunch with them. I was with like Anthony, Danielle, Aaron, Steph, and it's just like when somebody gets like more success, like we like catapult them, we like uplift them, and we celebrate them. Yeah,
that's how it should be.
That's how it's like always been. Even in high school, that's just like how it's been. Even in like when we all got like our degrees. And just like even when we're all like getting new promotions and new jobs, like that's just how it's always been.
Yeah, and maybe because your circle is more like with like-minded people.
Okay.
Who, like have that. Like most of my friends, like people I went to high school with, I don't really talk to any of them anymore.
Really?
To be honest with you, like
so you don't talk to nobody you went to high school with.
No, I don't.
All right, are you? Okay, so it's been like I don't wanna age you. It's been about 10 years.
Yeah.
Since we graduated. Are you going to the reunion this year?
Probably not.
Okay. All right.
Probably not. I feel like we see everybody on like social media, like pretty much.
So my thing, I got like a gig like that same weekend of the reunion. And so that's why I can't go. But like literally all the people who like I'm close with, I still talk to. So it's just like I'm gonna see like the people who I haven't seen in like 10 years, but like I'm probably like, cause like all the people who like I care about, I still talk to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like pointless, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like friendships for me, like I'm a very introverted person. You know what I mean?
No, for
like,
sure. Yeah.
But if people talk to me, like I'm always polite, but I don't go out of my way like to start conversations with people. So like that's how most of my friendships have been developed by people like coming to talk to me. And if they're cool, like off top, I'll be like trying to be like, oh, she's cool as fuck. Like let's sip some wine tonight. Come to my house. And it's like everybody doesn't have to be your best friend though. Like some people just need to be acquaintances, and that's something that I'm learning now. Like everybody doesn't have to be the homie.
Okay.
And like a lot of people that I have been in friendships with aren't like-minded like myself. Like
right.
don't have aren't at the same type of level or trying to reach that same type of greatness that I am. Like,
okay, so what type of greatness are you really trying to like reach? Or
like for me, like I'm searching for stability. You know, like
okay.
When I was 25, I bought my own townhome. Like I have my master's degree right now. Like I've been working for DPS for 5 years.
Okay.
Like I'm pretty stable. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Most of my friends that I have been kicking it with, that I became friends with, like just off of them coming up to me like, hey, being
right.
cool, like either don't have cars, don't have jobs, don't have a license,
right.
don't have a degree. So it's
okay.
like, I feel like I'm constantly like pouring into these friendships and not really getting anything out of them.
Do you think that's like some of the settings that you're in, or do you think that's just like you as a person? Do you think it's just like the settings that you're in? Because there are like certain environments that like when you are approached by certain people when you're in like an environment where you seem like you're the alpha, and so people are just automatically drawn to you. Do you feel like that
might be the case?
Okay.
But yeah, and like I said, like I'm an introverted person. I've never been like a clubbing type girl, so I don't like go out meet people in clubs, or it's usually like either working out or like I don't know, like people from my childhood where we were friends with and we haven't talked for a while, and then it's like, oh, like we used to play together when we was 10 years old. What's up, girl? Like,
no.
And it's like it's all love, but it's like everybody doesn't have to be your best friend. Like it's like you could just talk to that person. It could be cool. So that's something that I'm learning. You know, like everybody's not there to celebrate, and it's like most of my friends, when I did make these different accomplishments, like they wasn't at my graduation, they wasn't like telling me congratulations, you know, but like I'm always looking out for my niggas. Like,
right. I definitely, I kind of feel that, but I kind of just like don't, because it's like the exact opposite for me. Just because like growing up, just like, I don't know about you, but just like I saw like my mom help like the people around her out, just like help them get them jobs and get like them like different like promotions and different like areas, and like whatever she could do to uplift a person, that's what she did. And so just naturally like I took that on myself. And so even just like when I went to college and just like I met like a core group of friends and seeing them like get married and get new careers, it's nothing like, it's never about like hate. It's always just like to uplift them and like, yo, whatever I can do to help you get to that next level, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
And so that's how like, that's even like why we're like in this era. This is like, cause I saw you had a podcast, and then like I was like, yo, what's happening? Let's get it rapping. Like, yo, I have like the equipment and everything. So like, let's get it happening. Like, so that's just who I am. Like, that's just who I am as a person. Like, I'm just here for like the fulfillment, the upliftment of just like everybody. However I can help you, that's the goal. Like, even just like people who I'm not cool with anymore, it's always just like, yo, even though we're not cool, I'll definitely like help you out. I'm never like a negative, like, shady. And it's just definitely, because it's like, and it really took until like this year to really like change like my focus, just because like I was so like angry this time like a year ago, and it wasn't just like anger at the world. It was just like having to like battle just like against like myself, and just like trying to like, because I did see like my friends get these certain accomplishments, and I'm like, why am I not there yet? Like, what do I need to do? And just like having just like resentment towards them, and just like, that's not fair for me to hold that resentment towards them. Yeah. Let me put that energy forward and like help them out. Like, hey, I see you're doing this. Let me help you out with this. And I see you have a job here. Let me talk to my man right here to see if you can get like a promotion or something like that. And that's just like, that's how I feel. That's just how I feel as a person. It's just like, it really just like, I had to take like a whole mindset type of change to just like stop thinking negatively. And I think that was just like the biggest thing that I've just done, just like to stop just like being, not even just like being negative on myself, because I was like super negative on myself, just like, why am I not this? Why am I not that? Why am I not this? It's like, why am I not here? And just like, no, it's okay. Like, you're still running your own race. You're running it at your own pace. And then it's just like, me, it's like, okay, like, I feel like right now, this is like the best I've ever been like in life. Just like on every like forefront, just like professionally, personally, romantic wise. Like, I feel like I'm just like killing shit. And that's just like, it took me like just like getting out of my way and saying, yo, just go ahead and do it. And then I just like my biggest fear is just like to be like super successful and then to have like nobody around me and just like looking around like I don't know these people. So that's like my like if I'm making it, you're making it, and I'm pulling you up with me regardless of if you're not ready or not, because the spotlight comes for everybody. So it's just like I'm gonna pull you up with me.
No, that's how I feel. Like, and that's the type of friend I feel like I am, but I'm not receiving that in return. You know what I mean? And it's because the people that I've chosen to surround myself with. So I take accountability for that. Like, I need to, like I said, surround myself with more like-minded people. Like, not people who are going to be envious or people who are going to, like, you know, try to hate me. And I'm always looking out for my homies. Like, if there's an opportunity, like, even when I bought my house, like, I gave all of my friends the information. Like, hey, go through this first-time homeowners program. This is what you got to do. Did any of them follow through with it? No, but like the information was afforded to you. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's never any ill will or any shade on my behalf, but it's like I don't receive that in return. So
and why? Why do you think like you don't? It's just because like I feel like because we're like super like opposite on this like topic, because it's just like the people who I have surrounded myself with, they have applauded me for like my accomplishments and my goals and like vice versa. So this is why I was like super interested in what you said, and just like this like because it's like very like weird to me because like I haven't heard of like a person like I know there are like people out there like they're haters, but like I don't have haters in my circle, like not to sound like cliche, but just like I don't have those type of people around me. Yeah. So this is like very interesting hearing from like a person like you who says they do have like haters in their circle. So it's just like we're not haters in your circle per se, but just like you know, just like you have like
people
those
who are
like
envious.
Yeah. And so like I don't have that, and so it's just like it's very interesting to me to see like how you think you've accumulated those people in your life.
And that's why I said like me just like not establishing boundaries, appropriate boundaries. Like I said, like trying to be cool with like. And I'm not saying everyone around me. Like I have a real good homegirl that actually passed away like 2 years ago almost. And like that was my nigga. Like we were always on each other motivating and stuff. Like that was cool. But like it just seems like within the past 2 years, like a lot of my friendships have ended like over jealousy, over like really petty stuff. And like I'm a chill person. Like I said, like I can get along with anybody. Like I don't have. And, like, anytime that drama or negativity is presented to me, like, I will cut you off immediately and act like I don't know you. Like, and that's just what happens. So it's, like, this constant rotation of friends and, like, my circle constantly changing. And, you know, I just need some solid people in my life, you know, like, that are going to stick around, that's going to be down to hold me down, that's going to, you know, praise me and celebrate my successes with me as I celebrate with them. Like, you can't just keep pouring from an empty cup, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, for sure.
Everybody needs something. So I think I just been surrounding myself with people who, like I said, are not like-minded like me. So that's just what it comes down to.
Right. So so this is still like super interesting to me. So how do you think like you just like, have you always like been that way?
I've always been like a loner like type person. Like I never had like even like in high school, like you know who I was best friends with, you know, but I was always with that person all the time, and that was pretty much it, you know. Like I've had my single set of friends, but I never been like cliquish to like hang out with like a bit. And I've always had like more guy friends than female friends. It's just always been like that for some reason. Like I don't know, girls be tripping. Like that's just what it comes down to. Sure. Like I don't know what they be jealous of. I really don't know, but shit just gets trippy.
I definitely feel you there. So like literally just like back even just like in like middle school and high school, like I'm still cool with like Brennan Bell. Like till this day, like that's my boy. Like he hit me up, and if he says, "Yo, I need something," or "You want to hang out," I'm like, "Yo, I'm there. I'm here to celebrate you." And just like because we've known each other since like elementary. Yeah. And even like my boy Isaiah, I had him on my podcast last week. And that's been my man since I was like 3 years old. Yeah. And so even like to this day we're almost 30, and it's just like we've always pushed each other to like our limit. And it's just like those relationships that I've established just like early on in life, those are the type of relationships that I've always like sought for,
Mm-hmm.
even in like my older age, when it's just like even in like high school and like post high school, and even like college and post college, and even like the hardest time for me has been like post college,
Mm-hmm.
when I've been like out in the real world and not really, and it's just like coming back from like South Carolina, where there was like a bunch of black people,
Mm-hmm.
to back to Denver, when it's just like it was really a culture shock coming back to Denver, because it's like, wow, this is like me surrounded by all these white people
yeah.
again, and just like having to like reacclimate myself to that culture, and even just like talking and like making friends. Like I admit I have not made like the best of friends when it comes to just like post college, because it's just like when you work like a 40-hour week, you kind of don't want to be around a person who's like, you still got to do more.
Mm-hmm.
You still got to push yourself to do more. So it's like, no, I'm with the friend who wants to go with me to Dorchester.
Yeah,
Who gets the
with
bottle service and
Yeah.
was like, yo, let's get it. And it's just like, those relationships have not lasted. And it's just because like at its core, it wasn't solid. It wasn't like I could go to that person like, yo, this is like on my mind. This is what I gotta talk to you about. But like the same core of friends that I've had like throughout my life, they still have like been there, even when I've been like out here and I haven't been like communicating with them. They've been like, yo, Marcus, are you good? Like just like checking up on me. And that's something that I've like kind of like took for granted, because it's just like, okay, you're here, you're always gonna be here. So I always just like was like, yo, these people are always gonna be here in my life. So let me go out and do me while they do them, and then we can like link up whenever.
Mm-hmm.
And while just like a few years ago, when I was just like out like partying and just like doing whatever and hooking up with all kinds of girls, and just like a lot of just like stuff was like on my spirit that just like it would not have like sit well. It just didn't sit well with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me just rediscovering myself just like as a person,
Mm-hmm.
and saying, yo, this isn't fly. Your grandparents wouldn't be cool with you just like living like this.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta like grow up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like that was like the biggest lesson that I've learned, just like growing up as a person. Because like you can like grow up like physically, and you can like pay bills, and you can like pay the car note and pay the house note and pay the rent. But it's like you can still do all of that and not be like grown mentally,
Mm-hmm.
and still be battling
with those.
literally
nothing but
and
a number.
and still be battling like those same demons. And it took me like reconnecting with like my mother, and just like getting like super close with her, just because like we didn't like completely fall out, but it was just like we had like super tension for like no reason. And then just like me like having like animosity towards like my elders and just like relatives in my family. And it took me just like growing up and saying, hey, I was wrong, I didn't know what I was supposed to do. And it took me getting closer to like my village to actually like grow and be like, okay, this is what I need to do, this is what I'm here for, this is like. And when as soon as I started to do that, that was when like I lost the fake friends, I lost the fake girlfriends, I gained like the true friends, I gained like the professional success, I gained like the promotions and just like new gigs and stuff.
Yeah. No, I feel like I'm going through something similar right now,
Right.
like a transformation right now. It feels like things are like falling apart, but like in reality, they're like really coming together for the better of myself. Like I just got a new job I'm about to be starting,
Right. Congrats.
different health. I'll finally be able to be a social worker there.
Nice.
So like all of these friendships are falling apart. Like I have solid relationships with my family, and that's who I spend most of my time with.
Right.
My mom is like my best friend.
Right,
to her every single day. I have like 5 cousins that I'm hella close with. We travel, we talk pretty much daily, but you need friends too. You know what I'm saying? And you don't need a lot. Like, but it would be nice to have like 2-3 solid friends that I could count on, and that I could, no matter what, I know y'all are gonna be in my corner.
No,
and like right now, I feel like I have like maybe like they're all guys though.
Right.
So like I have like.
Do you think having like all guy friends is like a problem, or do you need like?
No, I don't think it's. Okay. I don't think it's a problem at all. Like I said, I always get along better with guys than I do females. Maybe because I had a brother growing up, so like that's just what I'm used to.
No, I feel like the same way. Just because like my closest friends to me are women, and I think that's like I did grow up with a younger brother, but he was like 6 years younger than me. So we technically like we always like butt heads eventually, but it's just like I can go to like my women friends who I'm like super close with, just like yo. This is how I'm feeling. Just like, and it's not maybe it's me, but I just can't like. I don't get that connection when I'm with like a lot of my like guy friends. Yeah, even though I'm super close with them,
I
like.
Things you can't talk
it's just like sometimes I just don't feel comfortable. Just like, yo, this is how I'm feeling. And just like, cause I don't want that like back and forth. Like, yo, this is what you're doing wrong. Blah blah blah. But like when I'm talking to like my one friend's like, hey, this is what like I'm feeling. This is how I'm doing wrong. What should I do? Like, give me advice. And it's just like, it's easier that way.
No, I agree. Like, to talk about those things for sure. Like, when it comes to tough topics, like, one of my best friends, Antoine, like, I work with him as well.
Right.
But, like, I could talk to him about anything, like, literally anything. I have another best friend named David. I was just talking to him on the way here. Like, we were just talking about, like, being successful and stuff like that. But I could talk to any three of them about anything. Okay. But I feel like there is certain things that only women understand.
Right.
You know, certain things that I can't do with my male friends
that
I would prefer to do with females. So it's like, maybe I do need to stop searching for those female friendships and just let whoever comes towards me just gravitate towards me.
No,
you know
for sure. Yeah, definitely. I just, cause like I was super hung up on like having like a girlfriend and just like having that person in my corner that I could just like expose myself to, and that would be like the only person I expose myself to. And so when like that relationship fell off, it'd be like, dang, they have like all this like personal information about me. What are they gonna do with it? Like, how are they gonna act? Like, even though like we broke up, like how is that going to like affect them and affect me? And it's just like it got me back to like square one. And I'm just like, dang, I have to go to like the talking stage and like dating.
That's a whole different ballgame, like dating and then breakups and stuff. Like I've been through that too. Like just again, not making wise decisions. Who I was choosing to date. Like just it's the kind of a thing. Like this person's cool. Like we grew up together. Like we have a cool friendship. Sure. Like let's see where this goes. But I feel like even with my last relationship, that was just a very vulnerable time for me. Like I said, my best friend had passed away, and then a couple months later, like. My aunt had passed away, who I was very close with. That was like my second mom. And then the person I was dating, like, they were also going through losses. So it's like we were both like almost like with each other, like out of pain. Like we were bonding out of pain. You know what I mean? And then like that shit wore off. And it's like we really are not compatible with each other. So
yeah, no, definitely. It was I was really just like grateful because my father, he passed away in January.
I'm sorry.
And so thank you, but I was just like grateful that I didn't have like a girlfriend at the time, just because like I needed, definitely, and I needed to be like, I don't want to say by myself, but needed to be like with my family, and just like from like knowing myself from like past relationships, I'm gonna just jump right into like giving like my feelings to that person and nobody else, and then like it's unfair for them to carry that burden of like my life, and then they have to carry that on top of like everything that they're going through, and then since I'm going through something, I'm probably not going to be able to like understand everything that they're going through. It's gonna go in like one ear and out the other, and it really just like it really took like my brother and like my mother and like my close friends, and not even like talking to my close friends, but just like being around them and having that like sense of like community and family, just because like it was just like so great. So like my father passed in like the beginning of January, and then it was just me like handling the issues and handling like all of that and packing up his house and all that. But then like it was like Super Bowl weekend, and I was like, because like I'm against the NFL, so but I was just like, yo, let me hang out with my friends, let me be with like my second family, because I haven't seen them. And it just like took me being around them and just like, yo, I'm just like, it wasn't even just like talking to them about like the situation, but it was just like, yo, I'm just like so happy, like
just to be
I'm just like around you guys, and it was just like, cause I don't feel like I could have done that in a relationship, just because like just from like past, it was just like pouring all my energy into like a person. And just like talking to them like constantly, and just like,
and you're not getting what you need.
Yeah, and it's just like talking to them and just like, yo, this is it. And then like when I'm around my friends, it's like, man, you guys are alright, but y'all not this person. And I'm gonna go on my phone and text this person while I'm out with y'all. But like it was just so good to actually like experience my friends and seeing them just like grow up, because we're literally almost 30, so just like, yo, like y'all really like have a house, like. My boy just had a kid. Like I saw his kid today. I was so like just like happy
One of my friends just had a baby.
To be just like around that and just like around like that love, and just like I would not have been able to experience this type of like friendship like a year ago, or even. And it's not like on like the other person's fault. It was more on like me and just like my insecurities and having like. Just being like not afraid, just like afraid to be myself, afraid to be by myself, and I think that's one of the biggest lessons, just of like these past few years. Just like don't be afraid to be by yourself, because like it's just like like for me that's when I've like learned the most about myself.
Yeah, it's by yourself.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. Like right now, I've been enjoying my solitude.
Right. No,
like,
for
and
sure.
I think I need to like. I bought my house like 3 years ago,
right.
And like this is the first time that I've actually lived by myself. Like really, I've had friends living with me, family, like so this has been great. Like I'm like I need to live by myself for like a solid year at least. I mean, if not more, I'm definitely not moving anybody else in my house with me.
Sure.
But like you have to learn how to like just be by yourself, like how to date yourself, going. Do stuff by yourself. Like I'll go to the movies by myself. I love to eat, so I usually always go out to eat by myself. Like but just learning to like appreciate that alone time and like find things to do on your own. So that's what I've really been trying to do right now, and not really focus so much on those friendships or a relationship. Like I'll be single for sure all 2019 and probably 2020. I mean, I'm not trying to put like a timeline in it, but I've received several signs that like right now I need to just focus on myself and I need this space. So I've been trying to like really appreciate that.
Yeah, I've been trying to like grow as a person and not to be so selfish when it comes to like dating and relationships. And that's been like super hard for me. Just because I'm a very like, although I'm like very chill, I'm very introverted. I'm like when it comes
you're
like
introverted?
Yeah, like I'm out like no, like it's like funny because like I'm out like a lot, but like I'm still like super like chill. Like I'm out like if I'm out by like 11:30, I can be in by 12. I'm like, yo, I'm over this, and that's literally how it's always been. Like I can get up when it's time to get up, but like after that, I'm like, yo, I want no parts of this. Like this was a waste of time.
You feel like you're like the person, if you were in an elevator with a bunch of people, would you like spark up a conversation?
No, I definitely would not. I would not spark up.
Me neither.
I definitely be the person with my headphones on.
Yeah, me too.
And just like I would be the person with my headphones on, and if you try to talk to me, I'm gonna look at you annoyed. Like you see my headphones are on, like you bugging, like you
why
tripping.
are you interrupting this right now?
But nah, it's just like I've been trying to like not like when it just comes to like certain stuff like dating, I've not been trying to like not force myself, but just like I'm an overly eager participant. Just like I send like the good morning text every day. I send like, oh, good morning, beautiful, have a great day, blah blah blah. I send like, hope you're having a great day, blah 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 blah. And then I send like the, oh, hope you had a great day, like blah. And not like really saying like, hey, how are you doing? Like, how's your day? And just like it's been me like falling back and me just like chilling, like, hey, sending a text every once in a while, and then getting a response and then sending it back, like just but not like pressing the issue and just like
how's
chilling.
that been working for you?
It's alright. I mean, it's like
it's like girls, are they kind of like
it's
are you
super,
interested or
it's
not? Because
like,
I feel like as a woman, like we thrive on like conversation.
It's super weird to me because like it's been like interesting, but then like it hasn't been. So like we can like have like a conversation for like the whole day, but then I just like get into like work mode, and then I don't talk to you for like 3 days, and that's just like, I don't know if that's like me, if that's just like me like not growing up, but just like how like I'm reacting to things. It's just like, yo, this is like, work is more important than like talking to you right now. Like, I'm interested in you, but you gotta understand, like, you don't come before work at this point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just
like
a priority
me,
thing.
it's just like me, like, hey, I'm like grinding right now. Like, I can't talk to you. Like, and then I'll hit you up when I'm free, but like, and then we can text some more. But then after that, it could be like another few days. Like, hey, how you doing? But like, so it's been like a few like mixed, cause like there's like this one like woman who I'm like really into, and I just don't want to like press it, cause I don't want to be like super eager, like, hey, how you doing, blah blah blah.
But
so,
do you like text her and then not hit her up for a couple of days?
No, okay, so I'm gonna tell you. So
this conversation has evolved a lot.
No, so no. So we went to brunch for her birthday, and it was like it was one of like the best dates ever. It was just like super chill. Like, my spirit was at ease. The energy was just like flowing super here. It was like super chill. Right, and so then we text a little bit after that, and then because we're supposed to do like a brunch and then go to the movies, but she had like a family like dinner or something, so we couldn't. And so like she said, I'll pay for brunch, and you know brunch is super expensive for 2 people. So so like I've been like chilling, and she's like, yeah, we can go to see this movie this day. And I was like, dang, I can't go that day. Let's go another day. And she's like, yeah, I can't go that day. And so we haven't brought it up since, but we've still been like communicating and talking. But it's just like, I do want to have like that one-on-one situation, because it was just like, it was so dope in my opinion. But it's like, yo, I want this feeling back. Like, I need you near me, but like, I don't want to be like, hey, I need you near me. I need you near me. Like,
no, I feel you. I feel like guys that, because you're like taking the entrepreneurial route right now, right? So like I've talked to like maybe like 2 guys who like were taking that route too, and it was kind of like that too. And I understand, like, I'm not going to ever try to come between anyone's money, so like the grind definitely comes before me. But like I do have like a 9-to-5 job, and my job is hella flexible right now at DPS. Like, I may go to work like 2 times out of the week.
Oh, nice.
There's been times where I haven't gone at all throughout the week, you know. So like I have a hella free time on my hands. So sometimes like that gets conflicting with someone who is like, especially trying to build their own, because like you're doing that by yourself, and that requires a lot of time. So like misunderstanding sometimes, but at the end of the day, like the grind always comes first. So I don't know.
Nah, definitely. Nah, it's I don't want to call it a sticky situation, but it is just like something like I'm very new to, just because of like the last like woman I've talked to, it's been super in your face, super texting every day, super while I'm at work, I'm texting you. When I'm on break, I'm calling you. When I'm still at work, when I'm back to work, I'm texting you. I'm telling you what I'm doing at work. And it's just like, yo, that's too much energy.
That's
like
a lot.
The energy that I'm spending texting you and calling you, that could be put towards my craft, and that can help further my craft. And then it's just like at the end of the day, I'm like exhausted. And so it's just like, I don't have the energy to like talk to you and truly give you the time you need, and I want you to feel appreciated. And it's like, if I'm calling you after like working like a 12-hour day, it's just like, yo, what's going on? Like, it's gonna seem like super inauthentic and super fake, and I don't want to come off like that at all.
Well, do you explain that to girls like off top?
I feel like they get that vibe off me, but like I kind of haven't. So, but
you should just like communicate that, so people are kind of just like, because that happened to me before too, and I'm like, is this nigga not interested? Like, what's the problem? And he swore he was, but I'm like, I mean, I don't need to be on the phone with you all day, because I have shit to do too. But like, if you're truly interested in me, then I feel like you make time for what you're really interested in. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's like a 10-minute convo at the end of the day, or, you know, something. You'll text me and check in. Like, there's no reason for like 3 days to go by, and you're like, in my opinion, that's just my opinion.
All right. So like, I'm gonna send a text right after this, like, hey, I hope you had a great weekend, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But,
because it's like, what you won't do, somebody else probably will.
Yeah, no, and that's like, and that's kind of like what I worry about, because it's just like, yo, if I'm not showing you like attention.
Women need attention.
So it's just like, if I'm not showing you attention, I'm sure somebody else is showing you attention, because I can't be the only person who's been interested in you.
Yeah.
And so, if I'm not showing you attention, I'm sure somebody else is showing you attention. But I do want to be like that guy, just because like it's been one of the most beautiful things I've just like seen. It's my friends Aaron and Stephanie. They got married 2 years ago, and just seeing them just like as a couple and as just like as like one body, and how they like move and interact, and just like togetherness, and it's just like, yo, that's dope. I want that.
Yeah, that's the same for my bro and his girlfriend.
Yeah,
like we're like best friends.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, first of all,
like,
first of all,
so
your brother. I'm so sick of your brother, man. He needs to hit me up, Evan. Next time you in Denver, hit me up, bro. I'm so.
No, he was just telling me too, because I was just talking to him about like this whole thing about friendships. He understands like. And he's like, your friends are fucking weird. Like, he was like, why don't you kick it with that nigga Marcus? He got a solid group of friends. Like, they've
been to Denver like 80 times. And I'll be looking on Instagram, I'm like, bruh, why the fuck is this nigga Evan here? And he did not hit me up.
Yes, next time
I'll be so mad. I'll be like, bruh, Evan, don't put his dumb shit on me again.
Yeah, next time he's in town, we'll have to like link up, go grab Birch or something.
But no, definitely. If you ever want to hang out with my friends, we're always like super cool, super welcoming. Like,
yeah, I'm with that. You know, and like I said, I need better people in my circle.
Yeah,
gonna be uplifting.
And just like the thing, just like about my friends, is just like I feel when it just comes like my circle of success, I feel like I'm like the least there on like the pedestal of like my friend, not the pedestal, but just like. When it comes like the circle of my friends, just because like I have like my boy JB, who's like doing this thing in insurance, my girl Danny, who's like killing, who just got a new job with the city, Steph, who's like killing shit with insurance, Aaron, who does what he loves every day with like golf, Ant, who does like his like the schoolwork and the social work, and it's just like, and like Shanae, who's just grinding it out in school and just like doing her thing, and just like a free spirit. It's just like I feel like I'm like the least there, so that just like motivates me to do more. And it's just like,
and that's what I'm saying. You gotta surround yourself with people who are doing better than you, or like, and that's what I need to do.
And it's just like whenever I'm around them, I don't feel like the smartest. And so that just
it encourages you, motivates you to like level up.
And it's just like, and it's not even just like about when it just comes to intellectualism, just like being social, just like hanging with them. Like I feel like, okay, I'm not doing this right. Let me work more so I can get there. And then they get there, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing this wrong. Let me get over here so I can do it as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Next time y'all have a little shindig, invite your girl.
Bro, I literally just came from hanging out with them.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man. Are you gonna be out for opening day?
When is that?
That's Friday. That's right.
Yeah, I'll be.
Are you gonna be downtown? Or?
I can be.
So we're going to the games. So.
Okay, and what's after that? Because I'm like, I don't really do baseball, but
okay. So have you ever gone to opening day?
Not opening day.
Okay, so opening day is like an experience in itself. It's just like it's one of the most exciting times. It's my most favorite day of the year.
Oh really?
It's just because you have like, it's because I'm just a baseball fan, so you have like the baseball's finally back at Coors Field. You have like the drink specials. You have like the parties. It's just like an all day event from like 10 a.m. to like 2 a.m. It's just like
turn up.
Yeah, basically that's what it is, and that's just like what I love about it. And it's just like for one day, like you don't have like the colorism, you don't have like the racism. It's just like, yo, we're all baseball friends, we're all Rockies fans.
So white people don't be tripping?
They haven't tripped on me, in my opinion. I'm sure there has been like situations where they have. It's just like I haven't like experienced that. So just like I'm coming in just like cause I went to opening days as like a kid. My mom used to take me, so it's just like from there, like my mom took me, and when my dad took me, and just
so
like my
like
grandparents. So just like it's something I've grown up with, and then like when I went to college, it was like one thing I missed. So when I'm back home, it's like I gotta go to opening day. Like that's like key, and just going to opening day and seeing like, okay, this is the Rocky squad, and then just being around not that community, but just like being around like people who enjoy baseball, who enjoy the Rockies, and just like, okay, these people want the Rockies to go far, and it's really like, especially now since we've been winning the past 2 years, it's just like, okay, we're literally like on the cusp of something great here, and it's like having that like togetherness is super dope.
Yeah. Okay, that would be something different that I'd be willing to experience.
For sure.
I don't really like surrounding or immersing myself in white crowds because I feel like I went to school with nothing. I was the only black girl in pretty much every class I took except for maybe like 2 classes throughout college. Okay. So like. And
where'd you go to school again?
I went to UNC, which I hear is way more diverse now, like than when I was going. But like, it's like you're like. I don't know, some white, and there are some cool white people, because I told you, my friend that passed away, she was actually white. I have a mentor, a white male mentor, and he's white, but they're like down for black people, like down for the cause at the end of the day. Like, they don't try to make you the joke, or like, it's never awkward, you know, like you could be yourself around them. I could talk just like I'm talking to you around them. So I don't feel like it's like that with all white people, so. But, like, there's some cool ones, so.
I will say it was a hard adjustment just coming back from South Carolina and just like Orangeburg and being like, and that's just like surrounded by like black people, 24/7, teachers, everything.
That was probably such a dope experience.
It was
like
amazing.
That's something I kind of regret. I wish I went to HBC.
I love it, man.
Like, I'd probably been married by now.
Man, it depends, man. You would have had to find the right person, but it's like same thing that happens at like UNC, same thing happens at like Claflin. Like people cheat on each other, people blah blah blah, all that stuff. Sure. Yeah. But it just like it was like I said earlier, a culture shock just coming back home and not being surrounded by like black people.
Yeah, and if you think about it, I mean, Denver has always been the predominantly white state, but it's just like the areas that we grew up in. Because like even like my homeboy, one of my best friends, Antoine, he's from Cali, and he's like, there's like so many white people out here and stuff like that. But it's like us growing up, like all we hung out with was black people. The neighborhoods we lived in were predominantly black people. And even that's like were predominantly.
And even that's like change. It's just because even just like Park Hill in itself, like my family's not in Park Hill anymore.
Oh really?
Yeah, we moved. I want to say 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh wow! To where, Green Valley?
We're in Green Valley, Aurora, Montbello. So we're just like it's like scattered. And so we don't have that same sense of like community. And even just like my church, it's on the east side, but it's just like the people in the church don't necessarily live in that area anymore. It's like we're spread out. They're in like Arvada or Thornton. And it's like we all congregate at this church, but just like at the end of the day, we all go like our separate areas. Yeah. And so it's just like that sense of community that was there for black people growing up just isn't there anymore.
It's not. And my mom still has her house in Park Hill. She ain't never going nowhere. I mean, her house is paid off fortunately, so it's not really a reason, you know.
That's dope.
But it's different. Gentrification is.
No, for sure. And actually, did you go to that Fairfax Market a lot off of?
Yeah, all the time. They're building the apartments.
They're building apartments. There's like a brewery there now. There's an ice cream store. And it's just like, yo.
This is fucking weird. I used to walk there. I used to go there every day when I used to walk home from Smiley and get candy and stuff. I'm like, this is weird. I mean, it's dope that they're fixing the area, but it just sucks like that black people. We weren't able to do that for ourselves, but that's goes back to the way things were created for us. You know, like a lot of people can't get approved for loans. Like credit is fucked up. Like this is systematic.
Yeah. And it sucks when black people are definitely like displaced. It's just like that's the worst part. It's because in that same apartment that they're talking about on Fairfax, one of like my church members, he was there for like 40 years, but like they gave him like eminent domain, which means like they bought the areas like around you, and they give you a check, and then if you like disagree with that check, you still gotta go, and like they'll give you like a lesser amount, but you still gotta get out of there. And so like that's just like sucks because like you really can't fight that. It's just like you fighting against the system and you can't win.
Yeah, one of my homies' grandmas used to have a shop there, A&A's Fish
Yeah,
on the corner.
for sure.
Yeah. Like,
no.
It's crazy. Park Hill is not the same. It's like white people walking their
Yeah.
dogs,
And
running
shit.
around.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
like, my whole block, like growing up,
For
like
real?
we lived in
It's
that
all
same
black,
whole
yeah.
house our whole entire life. And yes, like our whole block was black. Now
Right.
there's like 5 black people on the block.
Really?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's crazy. I'm like, dang.
Have you been to Catfish Haven
In Green Valley, I've been one time.
Because that's where A&A's moved to. That's
Is that the?
that's like their like children or grandchildren or something like that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's like where they're at now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been there like one time. I heard it'd be pretty cool there too.
It's
So I should
alright.
check
It's
it
a
out.
lot of like older black people.
Oh,
And a lot of like ratchet older black people. So it's just like
that
alright.
ain't really background.
Yeah. It's not really like I've been there before. It's super like chill sometimes.
Mhm.
Like there's other times it's like it's too much for me.
Isn't there like another like black bar or lounge or something they put over here? Blue Helix or something?
Bar Helix?
Bar Helix, yeah.
I've been there, but
Is that
those
cool?
drinks are like mad expensive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's chill though. Like
Yeah.
she's black, she's super. I don't want to call her young. She's like 35 or something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
So yeah, she's super chill. Like
That's what's up. I should check that out too.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Denver's changing though. It's
Yeah,
like
nah, for sure.
I don't know where I would move though. Do you think that you'll be here the rest of your not the rest of your life, for a long time?
I actually I've been thinking about that a lot lately,
Mhm.
and just like I like, cause like right now like I love my job, but I know I'm not gonna love it forever,
Mhm.
and just like I want to have like those next steps in place. So I'm thinking just like 2021, 20 maybe start looking at other places. Like I was thinking to head into like Atlanta or like somewhere where I like know people,
Mhm.
cause I do have like friends and family down there.
Yeah, that's
But it's just like I was thinking Atlanta, maybe Philadelphia,
Mhm.
somewhere where it's just like not too expensive though, because that's
Mhm.
also like when it comes to Denver, it's like the price of living is just like
It's ridiculous.
ridiculous. So it's just
It is.
like having
Especially
like
if
a
you
right
want to buy
place.
something, like
Yeah.
it's like almost impossible to do it by
Right,
yourself
for
these
sure.
days. Like I was definitely blessed to get my townhome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I thought about moving before too, but like I said, I'm like super close with my mom. She would be so sad if I left. And then I'm like, where would I go? Like Chicago is cool out there, but it's so cold. I don't think I
Right.
can handle that. It's way too cold. And then like I travel a lot. I go to a lot of different places, so like it's always nice to visit. But then every time I come back home, it's like there's no place like home. That's
Yeah,
just how I feel. And like the mountains, they really have my heart. Of,
And
like
actually, I don't go to the mountains. a lot.
really,
Like,
I love
don't,
like I like just being out in nature, like
So,
hiking.
one of my
stuff like
biggest
that.
fears is just like disappearing in like the mountains, just
Really?
like getting hurt out there. Like I was one of my coworkers, he's on sabbatical, and like he like sent us this story while on sabbatical about how he saved like this girl who like was trapped in a cave like while she was skiing. I'm like, nah, I'm cool off of all
That's
of that.
crazy.
man.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
like,
like if
nah,
you're
I'm
doing
cool off
being
of all of
stupid
that.
and just doing some
Yeah.
extra ass shit, like no. When I go hiking, go to the hot springs. I'll go kayaking, snow tubing. Like I like to do stuff like
Yeah,
that.
see,
but I love the
I'm
mountains.
not,
Like I'm
like,
actually going in 2 weeks. Me and
dope.
some of my friends going to the hot
Dope.
springs. So
Yeah, nah, I'm cool off of all of that.
Yeah.
I like being in the city. I like
yeah.
my pollution. Like I like,
I like my pollution.
Like, man, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
And it's just like going out to the mountains. It's just like I'm out there, and then I'm just like, let me get back to the city.
Yeah.
There's no Wi-Fi out here. Like,
Really?
what's popping in my? Because like my job is like my phone, since it's
Yeah.
like social media. And be like, yo man, what's going on the
Yeah,
internet? Like I
get
can't
out
really
here.
see. Like, let me just give me back. Just give me back to the city.
That's crazy. I would definitely live in the mountains. I feel like,
Nah,
like
that's
if I was
actually-
married,
right.
like.
So
just
that's
away from
actually
everyone,
like
it would
my
be great.
goal. My goal is like retire. Not like even like retirement. Like if I make enough money, like right now, I would definitely just like build like a fortress in the mountains. But like not like super high where it's like I have to deal with like wildfires. So like I'm kind of like picky, but like just have like a fortress around myself and then just like disappear and like, dang, what happened to Marcus? We never seen him again. Just like,
exactly.
Yeah, I'm just gone.
Yeah, like a little timeshare place or something. Yeah, that would be cool. Like I would do that too. But I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for me. Like I probably will be in Denver, but I feel like it's hard dating out here too. You know, like.
Right.
I gotta stay away from these DPS guys. These people I've been knowing my whole life. Like, you know, just meeting other people. But again, I have to start like immersing myself in the crowds and stuff. So
it's alright. Dating in Denver's fine. Like I have no problem. Like I don't. It's just like it just depends on how much you're willing to put yourself out.
Yeah.
It's just like because you're not gonna meet like the love. Well, it's just like you're not gonna meet like the love of your life at Dorchester or like.
Oh, for sure. Like,
nah.
if you meet anybody at the club or a bar, you should already know where that's gonna go.
But if you go to like the certain like situations like the gentrification forums or when they're talking about like
different
issues, that's like networking events. Those are like the type of people who I just like who I am attracted to. Who's just like, okay, you're not just here for like a free drink. You're here to like learn more and like do more of yourself. And that's like where the conversation stimulus is just like talking to them and seeing how they interact as a person. It's just like, okay, you're a super dope person. I see like, and even like I do like the people who like go out and party, and I don't like the people who like party 24/7. Even though like that was me at one time, I'm just like nah. But it's like
you from that phase.
Yeah, but it's just like the people who like have like a good balance between like partying and like reading and like actually like working and just not just like working, but just like working for like a future and just like working for a legacy. That's like my biggest thing. Just like you can go to work every day and pay your bills and like pay off your student loans, but it's just like, what are you like working for? What are you like working towards? It's like, what is your motivation every day? It's like if your motivation is like paying bills and getting out of debt, like that really doesn't impress me. It was like, yo, my motivation is like to have like a legacy or to leave like generational wealth. Sure. Like that's what impresses me the most.
So I have a question. What's more important to you? I was talking to one of my homeboys about this earlier. Would you rather be happy or wealthy?
So when we're talking wealthy, what kind of wealth are we talking?
Like extreme wealth, rich, on the side of riches.
So like, would I be happy wealthy or would I be miserable wealthy?
I think so. Oftentimes some people who are very wealthy are miserable.
So like, I definitely would choose like wealthy over happiness, just because like I don't know if you noticed like Diddy and his like posting of like Kim Porter and his like responding to like people. And they're like, why didn't you marry her when she was alive? And blah, blah, blah. You stupid. And he was like, yeah, I know I messed up. And that's easy. Like, it's not easy, but like, that's easier to deal with than being happy and broke. Because when you're happy and broke, but
just like mediocre. Like
when you're happy and mediocre, it's like, you still got to worry about like bills and just like being destitute. And even just like, when you're going through like those depressive stages in life, it's just like, it's been easier for me to bounce through like depression while I've had money. It's been harder to do it when I've been like broke, and it's just like arguing and just like fighting my way through that with like no money. But it's been easier to like when I've had like a stable job and like health insurance and like simple things like being able to like buy shoes and like pay off my bills. Just like it's been easier to deal with, just like having like that extra burden of bills like go away. It's like, okay, I can be like sad, but I can still like make it through life. But when you're sad and like just like happy, or when you're happy, it's just like, okay, you're happy, but like you really can't get like there. That's just how I look at it. Yeah.
So for me, I say the opposite.
Okay.
So for me, I'm nowhere near rich right now, but I would consider myself in a good position for my age and like, you know, my salary and stuff, like in the 60s range. Like that's decent for my age, and you know, I don't have any children or anything right now. So I don't think my ultimate goal in life is to be rich. Mine is to be happy. And like, of course, I want to make more money, which hopefully I will with this new job. But like, my goal is not to be rich. Like, I just want to be happy. Like, be surrounded around people, and to me, that's my wealth right there. Is like just having that solid circle. Like, you know, just being truly happy. Like that's just what I strive for.
Right, for sure.
But
I feel you. Do you have any last words about like success or anything like that, or?
For success, there's a lot I could say. I don't know, just like don't give up. Like always push yourself to the max. Never be complacent. Complacency is a very uncomfortable feeling for myself. And like we said, surround yourself with more like-minded people who push you to go to that next level. Yeah, that's what I would say.
All right, super dope. Thank you. Thank you, Elia, for coming on. This won't be the last time.
Yeah, I'll be back, y'all.
All right. Once again, make sure you are following her on Instagram at black_ginger.
No, black.ginger.girl.
Okay, all right. Make sure you follow her at black.ginger.girl.
Yeah.
Do you have a Twitter? You don't?
I don't have a Twitter. Okay. I don't have Facebook or Snap. But follow me at Instagram.
Okay, follow her on Instagram. Make sure you're following me on Instagram and Twitter at @OneMarcusFlowers. We have a super full week at 26th and Glencoe. We have a Super Flow Bros, Just Off the Cartridge, everything like that. Make sure you check out our Interracial Dating in Denver podcast. That's doing numbers, so thank you if you watched it. Make sure you check that out. Yeah, and that's it. And until next time, peace.